put negative minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square, tan inverse 1 by 1 plus x square, cot inverse minus 1 by 1 plus x square, and secant inverse x. Sometimes problem will not be in standard form, you have to convert it into standard form. So if they give y is equal to x cube sin x, that is product of two functions, independent variable, y is dependent variable and t is time variable. All numbers in mathematics are constants. All alphabets except x, y, t will treat them as constant. Whenever product of two functions are there, use what rule? Product rule. First we'll write differentiate. Welcome to the session, dear students. In today's class, I'll be discussing the basics of differentiability. So now we'll go ahead with the basics. So I'll teach you what is the basic formula, how to apply differentiability in different cases. So now, first we'll study the symbolical notation. So d by dx. See, d by dx, we read this as differentiation with respect to x. We read this as what? Differentiation with respect to x. With respect to x. So listen, the basics of this chapter, calculus, will help you to understand other applications. So this is a basic tool. First, I'll be teaching you what is differentiation. Once you learn how to differentiate a function, then you can do application of derivatives. So in many fields, we can apply differentiation. That's why please pay more attention to understand every concept and every approach what I'm teaching you. D by dx. The first notation is d by dx. How to read this? D by dx. What is d by dx? Differentiation with respect to x. If I write d by dt, we read this as what? Differentiation with respect to t. Differentiation with respect to what? T. If I write d by d theta, we say differentiation with respect to theta. So now to learn or to begin with, we'll learn all the standard formula by differentiating with respect to x. We'll take functions of x. So now very first thing what I taught you is d by dx. How to read this as? We read this as what? Differentiation with respect to x. Differentiation with respect to what? X. Just recollecting what you have studied in your 11th standard. In 11th standard, you have studied limits and differentiability. So in differentiability, you already know what is this. And it's a recap for you. So now what are the standard formulae? The very first thing is differentiation of constant is 0. The very first formula is what? D by dx of constant is 0. Now first what you should know is what are constants. So the derivative of constant is 0 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. What are the constants? All numbers are constants. Constant means what? Whose value does not change. So all numbers are constants. What are constants? All numbers are constant. Maybe it's a fraction, maybe it's a negative number, maybe it's a positive number, irrational, rational, any number. All numbers are what? Constants. Now in this context, differentiation with respect to x, when we take all alphabets we treat as constants except x, y, t. Please make a note of this. X is independent variable, y is dependent variable and t is time variable. All numbers are constants. All alphabets except x, y, t. X, y, t are not constant. X is a variable, independent variable. Y is dependent variable. When I write y is equal to f of x and t is time variable. So first you should know what are constants. All numbers in mathematics are constants. All alphabets except x, y, t will treat them as constant. Now if I ask you what is d by dx of 5, all of you know 5 is what? 5 is a number. Differentiation of number or differentiation of constant. What is d by dx of constant? The first formula says it is 0. Derivative of constant is what? 0. D by dx of constant is 0. Now if I ask you what is d by dx of pi? All of you know what is pi. Pi means what? 22 by 7. That is also constant. So derivative of constant is what? 0. If I ask you what is d by dx of m, all of you know all alphabets except x, y, t are constant. So derivative of m is also 0. So now what is the first format you have to learn? Derivative of constant is 0. And to know this, first you should know what are constants. What are constants? I taught you know all numbers. Generally, constant means what? Which do not vary. So we say all numbers are constants. All numbers are constants. Along with that, all alphabets are also constant except x, y, t. Except this, all other alphabets are also treated as constant. Differentiation of constant is 0, or d by dx of constant is 0. And it gave two examples. What is derivative of 2 by 3? 2 by 3 is also a number. Number means constant. So derivative of 2 by 3 is 0. So now I taught you two important things. How to read this d by dx. How to read this? This is differentiation with respect to x. How to read this? Differentiation with respect to y. Now, second important form, we say, so before we go to the other things, first I will frame this important formula. So this is the formula which you derived using first principles in 11th standard, most important. So from this we can derive all other things. So d by dx of x power n. So differentiation of x power n is n into x power n minus 1. What is d by dx of x power n? N into x power n minus 1. Suppose if I want d by dx of x power 5. In the place of n, what I have? 5. So 5 into x power 5 minus 1. Derivative of x power n is what? N into x power n minus 1. Now further, we have other interesting formulae which are derived from this. That is d by dx of x square. My dear students, just now I told you d by dx of x power n. What is d by dx of x power n? It is n into x power n minus 1. If I apply the same, it will become what? 2 into x power 2 minus 1. That will be 2 into x. That is 2x. Or directly differentiation of x square is what? 2x. What is derivative of x cube? N into x power n minus 1. What is d by dx of x power 3? 3 into x power 3 minus 1. It will become what? 3x square. So that's why there is a very important formula, that is d by dx of x power n. Next we have these two, and d by dx of x. So directly dx by d by dx of x is what? 1. Both are same, numerator and denominator. I can say 1. Or d by dx of x means you can use the formula d by dx of x power n. What is x power n? N into x power n minus 1. So I can write it as x power 1. So 1 into x power 1 minus 1. 1 into x power 0. Anything power 0 is what? 1. So therefore, d by dx of x is 1. Now I told you the basic for us is this formula. From this formula you can derive all other formula. D by dx of root x. Or if you know, root means what? Power half. So d by dx of root x. Root x, can I write it as d by dx of x power half? In spite of root x, can I write it as x power half? And it is in the form x power n. I can use this formula. What is differentiation of x power n? N into x power n minus 1. So it will become half into x power half minus 1. That is half into x power. What is half minus 1? Take LCM 2, 1 minus 2. Simplify this further. So it will become half into x power minus 1 by 2. Or I can say half divided by x power 1 by 2. Or 1 by 2 into root x, 1 by 2 root x. So d by dx of root x is what? 1 by 2 root x. See, please understand, always we can't take x power half and derive and waste our time. So these three formats you should remember. What are the three formats? The very first format is d by dx of x power n. What is d by dx of x power n? N into x power n minus 1. Any other formats near to this we can convert it. And second one is d by dx of root x. What is d by dx of root x? It is 1 by 2 root x. Similarly, we have d by dx of 1 by x. So d by dx of 1 by x. If I want you people to find d by dx of 1 by x, differentiation of 1 by x, can you take this up? Can I write this as d by dx of x power minus 1? Before you differentiate, I am writing, all of you know 1 by x can be written as x power minus 1. Now it is in what form? X power n. What is differentiation of x power n? N into x power n minus 1. Minus 1 into x power minus 1 minus 1. So it will become minus 1 x power minus 2. Or it will become minus 1 by x square. So this is the formula. So now dy by dx you got. Now coming to this. So derivative of x power n, derivative of root x. Sometimes problem will not be in standard form. You have to convert it into standard form. So till now I taught you very important cases, that is d by dx of constant is what? 0. And then I taught you d by dx of x power n is n into x power n minus 1. So many times it is necessary for us to convert the problem to standard form. Sometimes they'll give like this: d by dx of cube root of x. Cube root of x, I can write it as what? d by dx of x power 1 by 3. What is derivative of x power 1 by 3? 1 by 3 into x power 1 by 3 minus 1. That will become what? 1 by 3 into x power 3 is the LCM, it will become 1 minus 3, or further I can write 1 by 3 x power minus 2 by 3, or I can write 1 by 3 x power 2 by 3. So now you know what is d by dx of x power n. What is d by dx of x power n? N into x power n minus 1. So any problem, if it is not in standard form, convert it. Now this was cube root of x, I have made it as x power 1 by 3. Then d by dx of root x also, please memorize this so that the process or time factor reduces. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಿಚುವೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಪವರ್ ಹಾಫ್ ಬರೆದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಲಿಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ರೂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್? 1 by 2 root x. Then d by dx of 1 by x, I told you d by dx of 1 by x can be proved as what? Minus 1 by x square. Just now we have done. Derivative of e power x is e power x. d by dx of e power x is what? E power x. Then we have d by dx of a power x. A power x is log base ea, and d by dx of e power ax is a into e power ax. So for this we use chain rule. So in my next class I will be teaching you what is meant by chain rule and how to apply chain rule to get this. A power x is a power x into log base a first, and then we have other formats. Derivative of log x is 1 by x, and trigonometric functions. Derivative of sin x is cos x, and derivative of cos x is minus sin x. Derivative of tan x is secant square x. So all the trigonometric functions, cot x minus cosecant square x, secant x into tan x. So just I want you people to become thorough with all this formula. So then cosecant x, inverse trigonometric functions, and all these functions. So now let me glance out. So everywhere I've written all the formula in each slide. Now coming to the point. So now according to me, if you are thorough with the standard setting of standard functions, what are the standard functions? D by dx of the very first function is x power n. What is derivative of x power n? N into x power n minus 1. And the second important formula what you should be thorough with is root x. Derivative of root x is 1 by 2 root x. Derivative of 1 by x is exactly minus 1 by x square. So these are the three standard functions. Along with that, exponentials, e power x, log x, a power x. So d by dx of log x, what is derivative of log base ex? That is 1 by x. And derivative of e power x is e power x. And derivative of a power x, derivative of a power x is a power x into log a. Please observe, I wrote exactly 6 formulae. Become thorough with all the formulae. First one is x power n, then root x, then 1 by x, then 4, 5, 6 standard functions. X power n, root x, 1 by x, log x, e power x, a power x. So first you become thorough with this formula, and then we have trigonometric functions. So what are the trigonometric functions we have? Sin x, cos x, tan x. What is d by dx of sin x? Derivative of sin x is cos x, and derivative of cos x minus sin x. You have proved all these things in your 11th using first principles. D by dx of tan x. What is derivative of tan x? Secant square x. Derivative of tan x is what? Secant square x. My dear students, I am just recollecting or summarizing the 11th standard differentiation formula. Why? Because the formulas are the basics. If you don't know the formula, you cannot differentiate. So derivative of sin is what? Cos. Derivative of cos minus sin. Derivative of tan secant square. Then derivative of cot. What is derivative of cot x? Minus cosecant square x. Derivative of cosecant x. Derivative of cosecant x is cosecant x into minus cosecant x into cot x. Then we have derivative of secant x. Derivative of secant x is secant x into tan x. So these are the basic formula. So in my last slide, I wrote standard function 6 functions. Now I wrote 6 trigonometric functions. Now we'll go ahead with inverse trigonometric functions. So secant and cosecant, all of you know this. So we'll go to the inverse trigonometric functions. So that is derivative of cot is minus cosecant square, derivative of secant is secant into tan. All the trigonometric functions we have written here. Sine is cos, cos is minus sine, tan is secant square, cot is cosecant square, cot is minus cosecant square, and cosecant is minus cosecant into cot, secant is secant into tan. So 6 trigonometric functions are there. I wrote all. Then we have 6 inverse trigonometric functions. What are the 6 inverse trigonometric functions? D by dx of sine inverse x. What is derivative of sine inverse x? 1 by root of 1 minus x square. And once you know this, cos inverse x is same, just sign changes. Derivative of cos inverse x is what? Minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. And then we'll go for d by dx of tan inverse x. What is derivative of tan inverse x? 1 by 1 plus x square. Then we have d by dx of cot inverse x. What is derivative of cot inverse x? Same function but put what? Minus 1 by 1 plus x square. So then derivative of secant inverse x. What is derivative of secant inverse x? 1 by x into root of x square minus 1. And d by dx of cosecant inverse x, derivative of cosecant inverse x is minus 1 by x into root of x square minus 1. So if you ask me, sir, why you are writing all these things? Please understand, write and practice this. Practically what I am doing is, once you get the grip of this formula, then only the whole chapter becomes easy. So, and we need to prove this also. So, what is sine inverse x derivative? 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Cos inverse x same but put minus. So, till trigonometric functions you have learned till 11th, and you have to become thorough with this inverse also, and we need to prove them also. We'll prove them by chain method, chain rule method. So, sine inverse x 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Cos inverse x same but minus. Tan inverse x 1 by 1 plus x square. Please make a note of all these things and become thorough. Take a pen, paper, make a note of this and write and practice and become thorough. Then if you attend my sessions, it will be helpful. Sin inverse x 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Cos inverse x put negative minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Tan inverse 1 by 1 plus x square. Cot inverse minus 1 by 1 plus x square. And secant inverse x 1 by x into root of x square minus 1. Cosecant inverse x same but negative minus 1 by x into x. So I have written all the 6 inverse trigonometric functions, 6 standard functions, 6 trigonometric functions, 6 standard functions, and 6 inverse trigonometric functions. If you are thorough, it's more than enough. Now I'll go ahead with interesting concept. The same thing I've written here. So now observe first the rules. So simple 3 basic rules I'll teach you. The first I gave it as a formula. The first thing is derivative of d by dx of constant. So now I'm writing rules. So make a note. Rule number 1, constant rule. D by dx of constant is 0. Derivative of constant is 0. Example. So in the beginning I told you d by dx of all numbers are constants. All numbers are constant. D by dx of 8 is 0. All alphabets except x, y, t are constant. D by dx of m is 0. And second rule, very important. D by dx of k into f of x. Means we say d by dx of constant into f of x. Answer is k into differentiation of f of x. For example, if I give you d by dx of 8 sin x. All of you know 8 is a constant, and we don't have 8 alone, we have 8 into sin x. It is in the form of k into f of x. It is in what form? Constant into function. So it is in the form of 8 into sin x. Take 8 out and apply d by dx only for what? Sin x. So 8 into what is derivative of sin x? Cos x. So answer is 8 cos x. I hope all of you understood. What is the first rule? D by dx of k or constant is 0. Second one, d by dx of k into f of x means take the constant out and differentiate the function. I'll ask you one more problem. So now we'll take an example, say for example. So now for timing, I'm writing the formula above so that you can refer that. So if I want you to find d by dx of 5 tan inverse x. What is derivative of 5 tan inverse x? All of you know 5 is what? Constant. Take it out. So it is in the form of, it is in what form? It is in what form? D by dx of k into f of x. What is derivative of k into f of x? Take the constant out and apply d by dx for what? F of x. What is k into d by dx of f of x it will become. So now here phi, I told you all numbers are what? Constant. So phi is what? Constant. So take phi out and apply d by dx for tan inverse x. So all of you know phi is constant, take it out, d by dx of tan inverse x is 1 by 1 plus x square. So that will become 5 divided by 1 plus x square. This is the answer. Or if I ask you to find d by dx of a cos inverse x. Here I wrote derivative of cos inverse x. What is derivative of cos inverse x? Minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Means now this is the first session. Before you attend my next session, all this formula should be on your tongue tip. First you become thorough with the formula and then we can do the problems. But now to begin with, I have written the formula, we will apply the same. So now d by dx of a cos inverse x. I told you all alphabets are treated as constants except x, y, t. So now a is what? Constant. So it is in the form k into f of x. Constant into f of x means take the constant out and apply the differentiation for f of x. So now I can take a out and I will apply d by dx for what? Cos inverse x. What is derivative of cos inverse x? Minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. So a into minus 1 is what? Minus a divided by root of 1 minus x square. So a into minus 1 is minus a divided by root of 1 minus x square. That's it. So I'll repeat. So d by dx of a cos inverse x they give. You know a is a constant. Take a out and apply d by dx for cos inverse x. What is derivative of cos inverse x? Minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Here I wrote the formula. But from my next session, you should know the formula and you can apply it directly. So now we learned two rules. What is the rule 1? Rule 1, d by dx of constants is exactly 0. Second one, d by dx of k into f of x, constant into function if it is, it will become constant into d by dx of f of x. And you know what are constants? What are constants? All numbers are constants and all alphabets are constants except x, y and t. Then we have special cases like this. Derivative of cot inverse x minus 1 by 1 plus x square. Derivative of secant inverse x minus 1 by x into root of x square minus 1. So if you refer the past slide also, I have written all the inverse trigonometric functions. So now what is your duty is first you become thorough with the formula, then you can apply. So now I wrote two rules. Rule number 1, rule number 2. And third one is, if you have d by dx of f of x plus or minus g of x plus or minus h of x, you can apply differentiation for each function. You can apply d by dx for f of x plus or minus d by dx for what? G of x plus or minus you can apply for what? H of x. So d by dx of f of x plus or minus g of x plus or minus h of x means you can apply d by dx for f of x, g of x and h of x. For example, if you have d by dx of sin x plus x square plus cot inverse x, suppose, then you can apply d by dx for each. It will become d by dx of sin x. If plus is there, put plus d by dx of x power 2, then plus d by dx of what? Cot inverse x. And all of you know what is d by dx of sin x? Cos x. D by dx of x power n is n into x power n minus 1. D by dx of cot inverse x I wrote here. What is derivative of cot inverse x? Minus 1 by 1 plus x square. This is the format. Means when you have plus or minus functions, you can apply for each function. Then we have two critical or important rules. One is product rule. So now the rule what I am going to teach you is what? Product rule. Very important. Or we say UV rule. Product rule is also called as what? UV rule. What is product rule? D by dx of first function into, I'll write like this, 1 into 2. First function into second function is first function into derivative of second function plus second function into derivative of first function. So if you have product of two functions, first into derivative of second plus second into derivative of first. Same thing we can also call it as UV rule. D by dx of u into v, you can write it as u into dv by dx plus v into du by dx. First into derivative of second plus second into derivative of first. I'll take some examples. So let us consider, I'll take y is equal to x power 3 into sin x. See, now you can see there are two functions. And in today's class I taught you what is d by dx of x power n. What is d by dx of x power n? N into x power n minus 1. What is d by dx of x power n? N into x power n minus 1. And then I also taught you what is derivative of sin x. What is derivative of sin x? Differentiation of sin x is cos x. 6 trigonometric functions I wrote. I am requesting you to become thorough with all 6. Then if they give y is equal to x cube sin x, that is product of two functions. Whenever product of two functions are there, use what rule? Product rule. First we'll write differentiate both sides with respect to x. Differentiate both sides with respect to x. I am differentiating both sides with respect to what? X. So LHS becomes d by dx of y. RHS becomes d by dx of x cube sin x. Now x cube into sin x, product of two functions. Whenever we have product of two functions, use what rule? Product rule. What is product rule? What is product rule? D by dx of, if you have first function into second function, you should do first into derivative of second plus second into derivative of first. Or we can also say UV rule. So now I have first function. What is the first function here? X square, x cube. Second function sin x. So you should use what rule? Product rule. What is product rule? First function x cube into d by dx of sin x plus second function sin x into d by dx of x cube. So first into derivative of second plus second into derivative of first. That if you simplify, you will get x cube into derivative of sin x is cos x plus sin x into derivative of x cube is 3x square. So now if you take out x square common, we are left out with x cos x plus sin x. So this is the answer. So now I hope all of you understood what we have done. So here I taught you 3 rules. First rule, derivative constant is 0. Second rule, derivative constant into function k into f of x. And third rule, plus or minus f of x plus or minus g of x means you can differentiate each function. But the fourth rule is product rule. What is product rule? D by dx of first into second is first into derivative of second plus second into derivative of first. Then we have quotient rule. So we also have what? Quotient rule. So quotient rule d by dx of numerator by denominator. If you have product, if you have numerator by denominator, we'll have denominator the whole square, denominator into derivative of numerator minus numerator into derivative of denominator. So this is called as product rule. When you have function by function, when you have a function in the form of a rational function, numerator by denominator, you can use this. And we can also call it as u by v. You can also call it as d by dx of u by v. U by v is, in the denominator we'll write v square, v into u dash plus u into v dash. V dash means dv by dx. So, or you can say u into dv by dx, sorry, minus. In the formula we have what? Denominator into numerator and derivative of numerator minus numerator into derivative of denominator. U into dv by dx minus v into du by dx. Here u and v are treated as what? Functions. This is quotient rule. So let me take a simple example to demonstrate quotient rule. So now I'll take a problem, and already you have studied quotient rule in 11th. Do you agree or not? So this is a session where I am discussing only what you have already learned, because this will become basic for us to continue. And in differentiability, what we'll study is what is differentiability definition in terms of limit, and we'll also study which functions are differentiable, which functions are not differentiable. Then we'll go ahead with chain rule. From chain rule, your syllabus starts. So now this is a recapitulation section. So I'm recapping what you have already learned. So now I hope all of you understood what I taught you. So overall, I'll just summarize. Please observe, understand. Summary is simple. summary is simple. I want you people to become thorough with rules and 6 standard functions, 6 trigonometric functions derivatives, and 6 ITF inverse trigonometric functions derivatives and rules. What are the rules? Product rule, quotient rule, all those things. Whatever you learned in 11th quotient rule, please recollect it. And today's session I have revised just to watch it and understand. So now quotient rule, one problem I'll demonstrate. Suppose if you have d by dx of x square divided by log x. Now it is in the form of numerator by denominator. So what I taught you, d by dx of, if you have numerator by denominator, you can use what rule? Quotient rule. What is quotient rule? In the denominator we'll write denominator the whole square, and in numerator we'll write denominator into derivative of numerator minus numerator into derivative of denominator. What is quotient rule? Denominator into derivative of numerator minus numerator into derivative of denominator by denominator the whole square. So that is, if you apply for this, here we have denominator as log x, so in the denominator log x the whole square, in the numerator log x into derivative of numerator. What is derivative of numerator? X square minus numerator into derivative of denominator. Simplify this now. If you simplify, you'll get log x into derivative of x square is 2x minus x square into derivative of log x is 1 by x divided by log x the whole square. So further I can cancel x and x, so we'll get dy by dx, and we'll get dy by dx as what? So 2x into log x minus x divided by log x the whole square. This is the value of what? Dy by dx. So I demonstrated what? Quotient rule. So constant 0, constant into function, take the constant and differentiate the function, and plus or minus you apply the differentiation for each. Product use product rule, quotient use quotient rule. So for my next session, what I expect from you is simple. Become thorough with all the formulae and rules of differentiation. We'll start with chain rule. So now before ending, let us conclude with a theorem. So the theorem is, if a function is differentiable at any point, then it should be continuous. But converse is not true. If it is continuous, it need not be differentiable. So we'll take this and prove. So I'll take f of x is a differentiable function at x is equal to c. Then f dash c exists. Differentiable means what? Derivative exists. So now limit f dash c means limit extends to c, f of x minus f of c by x minus c. This is the definition of what? Differentiability. A function is said to be differentiable at c if f dash c exists. What is f dash c? Limit extends to c, f of x minus f of c by x minus c. So I wrote this, and when you apply this and rearrange, you will get this format. From this format, we can conclude limit extends to c, f of x minus f of c gives you 0, but these two are same, so it is continuous. And you know what is continuous. When can you say a function is continuous? In my last session I taught you, if limit extends to c, f of x value and f of c value, if both are same, then we say it is what? Continuous. So now to understand this theorem, you should know differentiability definition, you should know continuity definition. So coming to this, they told that if a function is differentiable, it has to be continuous. And if it is continuous, it need not be differentiable. First, what is meant by differentiability? So f dash c is equal to limit extends to c, f of x minus f of c divided by x minus c is called as differentiability at c. And we told it is differentiable at c. So I'll write this formula and we conclude this, and we go on applying limit. When you apply limit, you will get 0, and which is same as limit extends to c. So it will become continuous. This means this, it's a theorem. I've proved it. But what I want to say is, in your boards they will not ask you theorem, but you should know the property. What is that? If any function is differentiable, it has to be continuous. And if it is continuous, it may not be differentiable. Means all continuous functions are not differentiable, but all differentiable functions are continuous. This is the conclusion. So I told you in today's class the main concepts are formulae and the process. So if you are thorough with this, then second PUC portions of differentiation starts from next session. So session 5 is a basic session. In this 80% you have already learnt in what? 11th standard or first year PUC. and remaining we will be learning from my next session. So I hope all of you understood what I taught in today's class. Just I gave basic formula. I want you people to remember the formula and recollect everything and become thorough and write and practice the formula. And I also taught you notation. D by dx means what? Differentiation with respect to x. All these things just summarize and revise. This is a recap section of your 11th. In my next session, I'll be going ahead with the second PUC portions. I'll be starting with chain rule. Thanks for attending. I'll see you in my next session. Thank you.